choosing a quality breakfast is possibly the single easiest way to safeguard your health. After all, most people tend to eat the same thing day after day. But unfortunately, the breakfast conversation has been hijacked by corporations who don't have your best interests at heart, resulting in a situation where people think they're doing the right thing, but are actually increasing their risk for stroke. So today we'll be exploring what the science says, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and reveal the true breakfasts of champions. Okay, let's start with your morning coffee. While coffee itself may be healthy, artificial creamer is a very bad idea. First, the good news. Studies suggest that coffee's antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties may reduce the risk of stroke, with other research showing benefits for combating heart failure, kidney disease, liver disease, and more. So go ahead and enjoy your morning cuppa, but understand that coffee creamer isn't the same as half and half or milk, and could be doing significant damage. Coffee creamers are a cocktail of unhealthy ingredients, including chemical flavors, preservatives, stabilizers, high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, and hydrogenated oils. These ingredients wreak havoc throughout the body, damaging blood vessels and increasing the risk of blood clots. When a blood clot interrupts blood flow to the brain, it causes stroke, resulting in potential brain damage or even death. Unfortunately, the chemicals in coffee creamers can skyrocket this risk. In fact, US-style creamers are now banned in Europe. That's primarily because in 2019, the European Commission passed new laws that restrict the use of hydrogenated oils, also known as trans fats. In contrast, US regulations allow products to be labeled as trans fat free if the so-called standard serving size contains less than 0.5 grams. Essentially, this loophole enables products like coffee creamers to claim they are trans fat free, despite actually containing trans fat. Crazy, I know. So check the ingredient list for yourself. Look for the words hydrogenated oils or vegetable oil blend. Moreover, coffee creamers are loaded with other problematic additives. For instance, butylated hydroxyanilisole, or BHA, is a preservative used to extend shelf life. The problem is, it's classified as a potential carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer and can seriously disrupt hormone function. Plus, creamers often contain artificial sweeteners, which are a whole other concern. Research shows that various artificial sweeteners negatively alter the gut microbiome, reducing our good bacteria and increasing the risk for a number of serious health complications. More on gut bacteria later. Given these significant health risks, it's wise to avoid coffee creamers altogether. Instead, try healthier alternatives like normal milk, half and half, or sugar-free plant-based milks. While these may not have the convenience of shelf-stable creamers, avoiding the nasty chemicals makes it a no-brainer, especially considering it's something that most people consume every single day. Next, toast or bagels may be a breakfast classic, but they're not a good option. Firstly, anything made from highly refined flour is problematic, especially first thing in the morning. Refined carbohydrates are going to spike your blood glucose levels quickly. This spike is followed by a crash, leaving you hungry again soon after eating. But more on that, flooding your system with glucose is going to cause glycation, a damaging process where sugar molecules bond with proteins in your blood and damage them. This, in turn, inflames blood vessels, over time making them stiff and brittle, and increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Nutrition Reviews found that people who eat the most refined carbohydrates are up to 3 times more likely to suffer from heart disease compared to people who eat the least. Similarly, a groundbreaking study by the University of Missouri found that people who ate high-protein breakfast like eggs, soaked chia seeds, or certain yogurts had significantly better blood sugar control. Interestingly, this benefit extended beyond breakfast, with the high-protein group showing better insulin function throughout the day compared to people who ate a carbohydrate-based breakfast. As if that's not enough, the gluten in wheat may compromise the gut lining, allowing harmful toxins to seep into the bloodstream. A growing body of research suggests this is a problem not only for people who are gluten sensitive, but also the broader population, contributing to leaky gut syndrome, other food sensitivities, autoimmune diseases, chronic fatigue, and cardiovascular damage. All of this means that, unfortunately, wheat bread and bagels simply cannot be considered a healthy breakfast option. What about oatmeal? Oats are often praised for being gluten-free. However, the reality is more complex. Oatmeal is one that tends to impact certain people more than others. And while it's not likely to trigger an immediate stroke, it's another slow-burning danger. Yes, oats are naturally gluten-free, but there are a few considerations. Oats contain avenin, a protein that can cause similar reactions to gluten, ultimately damaging arteries and increasing the risk of stroke. And it's important to note that gluten and avenin intolerance isn't a black and white thing. While only about 1% of people have celiac disease, up to 13% are believed to have some level of gluten sensitivity. The same applies to avenin in oats. So, even though someone doesn't experience an immediate emergency, their body may still have a lower level allergic reaction, which ultimately causes damage if it's repeated day after day. Often with oatmeal, this shows up as a bloated feeling or other digestive discomfort. If that's you, don't ignore the subtle cues. Additionally, oats contain lectins, which can bind to the intestinal lining, causing inflammation and reducing nutrient absorption. This can lead to nutrient deficiencies, compromising bone health and energy metabolism, and increasing stroke risk. Moreover, a 2018 study by the United States Environmental Working Group found that over 95% of oat samples contained herbicide traces, which can potentially cause a number of adverse health impacts. If you are going to eat oats, at the very least make sure they are organic to avoid herbicide chemicals and stay away from flavored varieties. Staying with grains, at number 4 we have breakfast cereals. Once marketed as the breakfast of champions, the truth is that breakfast cereals may clog arteries and increase the risk of stroke. Even if your cereal says whole grain or contains fiber on the label, don't let that fool you. We've just discussed how oats, wheat, and barley can cause damage even if you don't have obvious allergies. Then there's the fact that most cereals do contain heavily refined carbohydrates. For example, does that bowl of cornflakes resemble a fresh corn kernel? Nope, it's ultra processed, and any diabetic will tell you it's going to quickly spike your blood sugar, leading to the same glycation damage you get with bread. To make matters worse, many cereals contain added sugar, especially those targeted at children. This combo of refined grains and sugar is a nightmare, making us crave more and more, while at the same time causing brain fog, insulin resistance, and artery damage. At number 3, another so-called healthy choice, flavored yogurt. Flavored yogurts are packed with added sugars, artificial flavors, and preservatives, all contributing to inflammation, weight gain, insulin resistance, and increased cardiovascular risk. Let's be honest, just because it says berry flavor doesn't mean it only contains yogurt and berries. Again, it's especially concerning that flavored yogurts target children, setting them up for sugar addiction and health problems from an early age. The tricky thing is that yogurt can be a fantastic breakfast, but not the flavoured type. Instead, choose Greek or plain yogurt. These are lower in sugar and higher in protein, keeping them fuller longer. If you want flavour, add your own fresh fruit or berries. This way you avoid added sugar and boost your vitamins, fibre and antioxidants. Furthermore, yogurt can be a great source of probiotics, which are going to improve digestion, boost immunity, support your cardiovascular system, and even aid brain function. Look for yogurts that say "contains live cultures" on the package, or check the label for beneficial bacteria like Lactobacillus, Bifidobacterium, Streptococcus, Thermophilus, Lactococcus lactis, and Acidophilus. Kefir is another great option. It's a fermented milk drink rich in probiotics, similar to yogurt but more runny. Although kefir has a tangy taste that might not suit everyone, many people do love it, either for the taste or for the way it makes them feel. That's because kefir contains a wider variety of probiotics than yogurt, making it incredibly beneficial for your gut microbiome. Many people report feeling less bloated and having better digestion after just a week or two of consuming kefir. And it can be especially useful if you're taking antibiotics. Antibiotics kill both harmful and beneficial bacteria, so adding kefir to your breakfast helps repopulate your gut microbiome. Likewise, kefir has been shown to strengthen the gut lining, helping to prevent inflammation, bloating, and diarrhea. Just remember to stay away from anything with added sugar or artificial flavouring. And at number 2, commonly referred to as a heart attack on a plate, we have breakfast sausages. The first major issue with breakfast sausage is the poor quality meat. This meat is usually heavily processed and contains various fillers and preservatives that aren't great for your health. Then when you fry breakfast sausages, the high temperature produces harmful chemicals like heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, both of which are known to accelerate various disease. Plus, many of these meats contain extremely high levels of salt. While our bodies need salt for essential functions, the amount found in processed meats is excessive. This can lead to high blood pressure, a significant risk factor for stroke. A study by the University of Oxford found that consuming just 50 grams of processed meat daily increased the risk of coronary heart disease by a whopping 18%. Other research has linked processed meats to a higher risk of bowel cancer. And of course, it's not just sausages, but all ultra-processed poor quality meats, including bacon, ham, and salami. So if you're going to indulge in processed meats, it's best to do so only on special occasions. Practice portion control and balance your meal with fruits and vegetables to mitigate some of the risks. And at number 1, while oranges may contain vitamin C, orange juice is going to flood your body with sugar. Very bad news. Consider that it takes 3 oranges to make a 240 milliliter glass of juice, which translates to about 6 teaspoons of sugar. That's a lot of sugar for your body to handle at once, especially in liquid form. As we discussed, this is going to spike your blood sugar, cause glycation, inflammation, and arterial stiffness, increasing your risk for stroke. Processed orange juice is even worse. It's pasteurized and heated, which not only reduces its nutritional value, but also often includes additional sugars to enhance flavor. If you love orange juice, consider making it an occasional treat rather than a daily habit. Have a small glass and try diluting it with water. Or even better, go for something that's actually going to support and boost your cardiovascular system, like a chilled hibiscus tea with a dash of lemon. Hibiscus tea has a fantastic tart taste, is sugar-free, and is full of heart-friendly anthocyanins, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and polyphenols. Or if you really want a touch of sweetness, pomegranate juice, cranberry juice and cherry juice may be a better option than orange juice. Although they do contain natural sugars, these have each shown to reduce arterial stiffness and potentially lower stroke risk due to their rich anthocyanin content. Finally, tip the odds in your favour and eat plenty of the foods in our video, 9 delicious foods to clear clogged arteries. We'll leave a link to that in the description box, or click the image on screen.